Ever wondered how an alcoholic knight survived 15th century Slovakia without modern hangover cures? Me neither. What I do know is at some point a lizard person will climb inside his window, and that event will spiral into you fighting demonic Eldritch gods. Shout out fellow Slovak brothers for creating this gem of a game. Warning, before we get into it, this is a fairly linear RPG. If you want to play this game yourself, do that first and then come back. And shout out to the channel by the name of Not Albino for not being able to tell the difference between Bulgaria and Hungary. How would Bulgaria even invade us, through Bluetooth? The soundtrack of Felvidek is the definition of peak. Psst, come here. I'll tell you a secret life hack you must not share under any circumstance. If you leave this game on for 30 minutes, a wild village folk dance group might spawn at your house. Do with this information as you like. A big ass nosy ass. The game is a beautiful mix of 3D PS2 style cutscenes and then typical RPG Maker 2D rest of the game. It starts out in this little room where your main character named Pavel is chugging the 75th bottle of whatever the fuck we drink in Slovakia. The layout and HUD are heavily reminiscent of Fear and Hunger, mainly because every other RPG Maker game looks the same. Leaving our room, we encounter one of the main protagonists named Josef. Funny enough, Josef here and Pavel are named after the developer of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if they bear resemblance to them as well. Hopefully not their way of life. We inform Josef that his other castle has just been blown up by some form of a Minecraft TNT launcher, and he proceeds to tell us we stink as shit in medieval terms.
But, Bali, by the grace of God, your stench precedes your presence by 3 yards. Why do you persist in pestering me whilst inebriated? Bah!
Something you must get used to is the amount of Slovak folk words that are pestered throughout the game. I can already tell 99% of you won't be able to read this. Josef gave us a scolding for being a lazy drunkard and sent us to a monk by the name of Maciej. And so I seek out the holy monk Maciej to join our midst. He didn't really want to, and I don't blame him. Imagine doing your daily prayers and then a guy built like Pinocchio, smelling of vodka and unwashed balls, rushes in saying, join me. He doesn't really have a choice though. And off we go, me and Maciej on a journey towards the exploded ruin. First things first, we must explore the castle. We paid a visit to the armorer, who, same as Josef, tells us to piss off as by his own words, we stink like a polecat. Felvidek is one of those games I wish were added to PS5, just so I'd be able to smell Pavel through their controller smell technology. And of course, we get to pick between two most reasonable options of dealing with someone telling us we stink. To either go and take a bath or beat the shit out of him. Since Pavel is of understanding kind, he didn't take this insult personally, we beat the shit out of him. And that unlocked the armory for us. Leaving the castle walls, we encounter one last friend who mentions his friend vanished. I'm willing to bet we'll save him eventually. The way this game does travel is reminiscent of traveling sequences in kids' movies. Once you leave a major landmark, it zooms out into this huge map that you traverse in. And on our way towards the old ruin, we encounter our first foe, the Hussites, which own Bleakies. Am I missing something? Isn't this a medieval game? They give us a choice. Pay 20 gold to pass or fight our way through. You did not just say that to Pavel. The Hussites stop a knight escorting a monk and demand payment. Instead of being terrified, he just smiles like the Grinch. How are you not shitting your pants right now?
Should I done this? Soundtrack is fire.
The fighting formula is pretty much the same as other RPG Maker games. What sets this one apart are the animations. Whenever you attack, you get a first-person animation of doing the move.
Okay. Ooh, this is cool. It's like, oh, it's first person.
And yes, it starts being a bit repetitive down the line, but it's fucking cool, shut up. My first move was to discombobulate their shooter. We don't need him shooting his load at pause. Successfully defeating our first foe, we take their ears. Is this some forgotten Slovak tradition I'm not aware of? Wandering, I went around an abandoned lumber all the way to this totally inconspicuous, not suspicious hideout. I approached the guard who asked me for a password. Now, we're presented with 3 choices. Butter, Laszlo or yeasty water. After thinking this decision through, I concluded that it's definitely Laszlo. Get lost. I guess not. We then ran into a different breed of aura farming Hussites. And I mean, the aura farming does work, unfortunate for me. they beat my ass. We finally reached the burned down ruin. On the road was the dead body of a Turk. As Maciej mentioned, maybe it's a TF2 spy. Now, the dialogue between Maciej and Pavel is pure gold. Maciej enters the castle and is reminded of the smell of church and religion. And here comes Pavel, who it reminds him of bad bitches from the city of Vrano. For non-Slovakia viewers, Vrano is the most meme city we have. To put this in gamer terms, if Fallout New Vegas was taking part in Slovakia, New Vegas would be Vrano.
Is it a coffee bean?
There is this huge thing in the castle alongside the seat. It's probably some sort of a grinder or an unexploded sea mine. Leaving the castle, we get ambushed by cultists. I dispatch of them rather quickly. I shall pay no remark to their poor decisions. Since I'm role-playing as Pavel, I head to the pub first. A hard day's work deserves some kind of reward. And also, royal affairs can wait. The pub was surprisingly empty. Only one lonesome man. He tells us a story of his captaining days. He revealed that the second his ship started burning, he was the first one to jump off it. Buddy, I don't think that's how it works. Once I got a little bit drunk, I got lost and somehow appeared in front of a village, where I wasn't let through because of a barricade. The game is forcing me to return at this point. Instead, I ran down to the river where I found a butt-naked man. He is literally called a butt-naked man. This is the stuff you miss out on if you don't explore every nook and cranny. He told us some YNs took his clothes and left him in the river. Poor guy. I brought him some spare clothing. You must treat other people the way you want to be treated. But if one of you ever finds me butt as naked, don't get involved. I'm probably being hunted by the Mexican cartel. Once I was done with my little shenanigans, I brought the news to Josef. And after losing his old castle, his fortune inside of it, and finding out we got ambushed by some cultists, his primary concern is the fact that people from Turkey reside in Slovakia. Our next task by Lord Josef is to find our informant and gather information about the Turks. And on our way towards him, Pavel runs into his deadbeat wife.
Paula, I've come for you. I have searched everywhere for you. Come at home.
So biased. Nah, bro, I got slapped. You gon' nah, you nah, bro. You cannot let your girl do that in front of your homies, bro. You gotta hit her back.
Now, a little bit of context. What we do is make our informant follow her, as Paula is suspected to be working with the cultists. But we take some measures. Josef put gunpowder in his shoes so we could retrace his steps. What I'm trying to say is he slept with my wife. And they're making out? I didn't expect to be ambushed by cultist Steve Harvey, but here we are. And they say lizard people aren't real.
Got him. Pet the dog, yes or yes. What is that sound, bro? Is that how you sound when you pet a dog? Yeah.
As I was looking for another holy man, a priest in particular, one of his visitors revealed that he's enjoying company of girls in a brothel. Such blasphemy. Where is the said brothel so I can avoid it?
That is an ugly person.
Pre Kristove rany pali. Ticho vůz. Maj rozum, pod to.
This is insane, bro.
Note to self, don't try climbing a tree while wearing armor. Help! The Resident Evil 4 El Gigante is approaching me! Is this the result of my fall from that tree, or did the game genuinely turn into Resident Evil?
Greetings.
There's always a bigger fish, lil bro. Going around the forest, I ran into the Jew everyone was talking of.
A Jew?
He probably had different plans this evening. Thankfully, I found him before he could realize them. We have a problem. Jew's household is being raided by Hussites, and for us to get his help, we need to get rid of him. I pulled off a big brain play. See, I outsourced this burden upon the two-headed sons.
Greetings. Bloody hell! What in the world does this be? Oh, it worked.
For some reason, history skipped over the fact that the random Jew in Slovakia was the inventor of the hot air balloon. After consulting with our #1 Slovak scientist, we must now consult the other side of the coin. A priest. That means finding and entering the brothel. The monk had clear objections towards entering, but we must do what we must do. Where has told thigh bitches? Priest, if I was you, I'd run. Otherwise the monk will go Bible verse for verse and I doubt you can win against this maniac. And he only came to the brothel to drink some coffee in peace. Nowadays we have coffee shops. This dude has a different method. There's at least some positive in us being in this brothel. I got myself a nice warm bath. It's probably about time that I stopped smelling like a friendly neighborhood raccoon. After leaving the brothel, I entered a mysteriously open barn where I got knocked out and robbed by gypsies. We're getting the authentic Slovak experience. Did they just leave me naked? I was quite literally talking about karma helping me out in a situation like this, and she did fuck all. To nobody's surprise, the gypsies have already robbed half this village and moved to Romania. So the burgomaster gave us his dog to track him down. Well, on our quest to find the gypsies, I found this random drunkard who then decided on joining our crew. I mean, any help is good, even if it's the human form of Shrek.
Bro.
Our dog has found them. Here we come to reclaim our dignity. And we were outnumbered. We were saved last minute by a band of cultists. Something tells me they're not here to help though. If you can't beat them, join the gypsies. The fight really wasn't easy, even with gypsy power on my side. It took 20 minutes of constant consumables usage, healing and reviving until I was finally able to beat them. Sadly, the gypsy Ida didn't join our side, which is a shame because... Is it a she or a he? We somehow managed to leave this debacle completely unscathed, returned to the village and reconciled with the priest about what to do with these demonic seeds. We forged a brilliant plan. Feed them to a chicken.
Yo.
Oh, thank God I'm not a chicken. I know these guys are cultists and I shouldn't really be helping them, but I hate Hussites just a little more than these hooded folk. Besides, they're dunking this guy in water like it's prime LeBron James highlights. Defeating them as a reward, we forced the cultists to bring us to their leader. And to our surprise, their hideout was the little castle in the middle of a forest. Who would have guessed? Password Kava overhead. Shit, I was close. Beanie! Dick! You scoundrels. That might be the most goated duo you could have ever paired together. The cultist supervisor gives us an ultimatum. If you want to join the cult and see the leader, you must steal a nude painting from Josef's room, as they've never seen a nude woman. What the fuck? Same. Luckily, Josef was generous enough to give it to us. Yeah, this isn't as good as I expected. Josef is showing more skin than the woman, and after we pick it up, it stays on the wall. I don't know what logic is behind that.
Password. Give me peace with your passwords, fool. What has you already forgotten?
Emoji.
Delivering the painting to the cultist supervisor, he straight up tells us he's about to jerk it. And after he's done with this endeavor, his assistant guard will jerk it to it as well. We've made it inside. We're about to meet their leader. One final initiation quest by the leader himself. Find the traitor of the cult, kill him and bring a piece of his booty. I'm not kidding.
Bro, I cut his butt cheek tattoo.
Told you I wasn't kidding. Pavo, being a real one, didn't actually kill him. Instead, he brought him to Josef and he spilled the beans. They roast coffee in the abandoned ruined castle up north. They have imprisoned a demon whose head is made of fire. That's where the beans get put and become cursed. And the real reason why the castle blew up is this traitor tampering with the beans in some way, making the demon explode or whatever. The plan is simple. Me and Maciej will go back into their hideout and steal a calendar from the leader's office. Hopefully the 2022 Vanas calendar. After stealing it, Maciej will stand in front of a window triggering an archer distraction. Simple enough. The execution, not so simple.
What the fuck even is that?
Disposing of both the leader and the guards, we climb out the window to safety. Come to find out from Josef, the wife snitched. That fucking bitch. This is so cursed. Also, how is this guy alive? The reason we had an entire mission to steal a calendar is because we got to find out their plans. One of those plans is their secret meeting in the tavern. Long story short, we exchanged outfits with Maciej to try and extort information from the Turkin tavern. Then this strange Lord Farquaad knight stops us from talking to him and drunk Maciej challenges him to a duel.
Shit.
That's my boy, he just like me. But you already know that doesn't go too well. I tucked Maciej in bed and went on to talk to the knight. He's called Marek, and he once again doesn't buy this shit. Probably because we said we have a wife, when we're disguised as a monk. The fake monk hasn't learned his lesson and decided to spy on their conversation. Marek and the Turk speak of crafting mutants using coffee seeds.
Oh shit.
What the fuck happened here? No! They took my homie! You...
I knocked the fuck out of her. Wait, what?
Why is Pavel such a cuck? And now I'm her. I refuse, Oh, she works with them. And who is this? Well, Marek got a little hurt thinking Paula was reconciling with Pali and decided to fight her. And this guy is on our side. Let's go!
Damn!
Ari man, get here to my side.
That ain't gonna work, little bro. What?
Oh, I'm cooked. What? Oh, I'm cooked.
That might have just been the most unfair fight I've ever had in this game. The traitor Paula survived and joined the priest and his gang of failures in their caravan lives. We come to find out, Pavel got resurrected by sheer divine intervention and was gifted a holy sword. Holy shit.
What is that?
We're introduced to another character that joins our band, and that is a nobleman by the name of Adam. I already know Pavel is about to go crazy on the code for this. On our arrival to the castle, there's a note saying they're holding Maciej hostage in their secret barn. And they killed our Lord Joseph. Your fate awaits you. I ran after them into the barn.
Vile scum, release him immediately.
We have conditions. It will not come for free.
We shall not negotiate.
Damn, he popped his ass. Yo!
That's what's up, bitch! I beat the hell out of them. For Maciej, for Joseph, for everyone that got sacrificed in pursuit of their vile goals. We shall not let this continue. After saving Maciej, our armor came to inform us that the cultists attacked the village. I beat every single cultist that got in our way. We reached the Jew. He took us to his hot air balloon and I know damn well we aren't about to fly it. What do you mean there's a functional hot air balloon in the 15th century Slovakia? This is the most unrealistic part of the entire game. Out of all the mystical mutated monsters, holy swords, cursed coffee beans, the least realistic part is that Slovakia invented something.
There he is. Shit, going to boss fight. Shit.
Based on my experience with games like Keenan Sabrini and Fear and Hunger, I expected this fight to be hard enough to make me want to tear my hair out. To my surprise, ungodly beings aren't immune to the 9mm. The final clue. What this picture indicates is that tentacles are the way to go. I returned to the castle, extracted the tentacle out of our lovely lizard, and placed it inside a statue in the catacombs. Quick observation, this developer must have some obsession with eyeballs. There's nothing else that explains the overabundance of them. The Quentin Tarantino of eyes.
No.
What the fuck is this? I guess there is no other choice but to enter this thing's mouth. We need to point out the monster design in Felvidek. Some look like SCPs, some of them were thrown out of Monster Inc. University, and that contrast is what makes them great. Shout out Josef Pavelka for designing such a wide spectrum all by himself. I don't think everyone realizes how impressive that is. Back to the fight. We shouldn't be too worried. At this point in the game, I am in possession of the Blicky, but also I own the medieval Blicky. Defeating the monsters, a whole new area opens up to us. It looks oddly similar to the Void from Fear and Hunger. They have their own merchant though. That already beats the Fear and Hunger Void. Do you guys remember the friend that disappeared at the start of the game? The one our soldier mentioned? Well, he's right here doing an ostrich impression. A lone church stood at the edge of the dimension. I walked in. The door shut behind me. It became quiet. There was Marek standing in front of a fiery pit. That is not the Marek I remember. The guy dug a pit to hell and got possessed by one of its demons just to end up looking like an albino who claims to be immortal. No one is immortal in front of the reformed, not drunk, washed, not stinking like a raccoon knight by the name of Pavel. It wasn't going to be an easy fight. Or so I thought. I took out his 2 monster servants first to be able to solely focus on him. I'm not going to lie, I am very unpleasantly surprised that this fight took 3 minutes. This demon is being hyped up the entire game. The whole plot revolves around them wanting to reach immortality, and then once you get to the end and fight the final boss, he gets killed in 3 minutes? But I mean, this game doesn't promise you a difficult experience. It was my mistake to go into this looking for fear and hunger levels of difficulty. Speaking of fear and hunger, I should really get to the second game at this point. Then the fucker got hit with a 3-piece combo out of Street Fighter, ending up impaled with a cursed sword. Not so immortal now, are you? Wait, he might actually be immortal. And the guys were so petty, they brought him into the middle of the village square just to have him beaten and spit on by everyone, knowing he can feel it, but can't die or do anything about it. Let's just hope no one is dumb enough to pull out the sword. Paula? Bro, you are not serious right now. Are you telling me she thought that she could join in on the beating with everyone else after she was the one that was helping them not more than 30 minutes ago? The villagers wanted to kill her. Instead, she was saved by her mega simp cock Pavel, who took her away. And then he's like, Paula, I love you so... He surely doesn't sound like that. Let's go again.
Paula, I love you so much. Do you still love me?
And Paula is like, nah, let me die, plus I deserve it. Instead of fulfilling her wishes, he takes her on a balloon flight? How many chances do you want to give her? She left you, cheated in front of you, had you ambushed, killed you where you had to get resurrected by some otherworldly power. Tells you she fucking hates you still and would rather die than to be with you again, and you take her on a balloon ride. See, and that's why us men have a horrible reputation. W game.
They got hey, cuz, listen, cuz. I want this right here, cuz. I want me this right here, cuz. How much this shit cost, cuz? Put it on the scale, cuz.